Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790 AM. Brought to you proudly by the Tennessee Wildlife and Resources Agency.
Hey, good Saturday morning. Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray as we continue in this 24th year on the air. And I just was figuring out before I came on the air today that 35 years now I've been covering, writing or broadcasting about the Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency. And it's taken me 34 years to get used to the Tennessee Fish and Wildlife Commission.
Right. They changed the name, didn't they?
Yes. And if I don't get it right, there's at least two people listening right now.
They changed the name to protect the innocent.
That's
it.
Well, now there's that other voice just popped in there. And so next Friday, coming up next Friday, the commission is coming to Collierville. And I don't know why they're coming to Collierville unless they got an invitation for a party at Bill Cox's house. I'm assuming,
Having a fish fry.
And it's only a one-day meeting, but we've got Commissioner Cox on the line with us. One of my all-time favorite supporters of this show for many years, and friendship goes back a long way. And, Bill, thank you for being with us on this Saturday. Let's talk about the commission meeting next week because I don't remember the commission ever meeting in Collierville before. I may be wrong, but
we met in Collierville in 2005.
Well, that's a long time ago. Yeah.
And we've met in Germantown over at Ducks Unlimited.
I know we've done that
a couple of times, but
we met downtown before too.
I went to that. Met at Bass Pro Shop before.
Yes.
So the circus has come to town several times, but it's been about 18 years since been in Collierville, and the chairman asked me if to find a place down here because I think they like Collierville in this area.
Yes.
So we're going to meet at the Marriott
Hotel,
Carriage Crossing Shopping Center, and for a one-day meeting. The agenda's not real long, but we have some awards and recognitions and things like that. But there is a wildlife agenda item that is a pretty big deal. It's a different management philosophy where they're going to, the state's already divided up into deer management units.
Yes.
And they're going to refine that a little bit and change it a little bit, and then they're going to add turkeys.
Yeah.
Or they're going to propose to add turkey management units. And, I've still got some questions about it, but the guys have been working on it a while, and we've got some wonderful game management and biologists, and I think overall it's really good. I don't want to do something that has unintended consequences and affects license sales or affects a user group that's, sometimes when you have a different season in one county than you do the other county, and it's closed over here in, let's say, Shelby County, and it's open in Fayette County, then people that can will go to Fayette County to hunt. So, those kind of discussions, and I'm sure they thought about that and tried. They're going to try to be careful about that. But it'll be an interesting presentation, and those that are interested in that I'd encourage them to come to the meeting and just listen.
Yeah, it's all open to the public, and here's your chance, folks. You're always talking about you want to go to a commission meeting and can't go to a commission meeting. This is an open to the public forum. We'll start it at 9 a.m., and I think that's pretty cool. They're going to announce the Waterfowl Officer of the Year Award, which is a big deal in that perception. And then Mark McBride, the Wildlife and Forestry Assistant Chief, is going to bring up, as Bill said, deer and turkey management. And so it gives you a chance to see you guys operate, Bill. And I know all meetings are important, and having a chance to have it here, I'm sure you would like to see a good crowd come out for this event.
Yeah, I'd like to see some folks that are. Sometimes it's hard to. People are working, and I understand
on
that.
a Friday. Yeah.
If you're interested in seeing, if you've had, sometimes we're accused of being fools about some of the decisions that are made. So if you want to see everybody and put a face to the name, or we can show you that we are very deliberative and not just we don't just willy-nilly rubber stamp or make decisions that are not well thought out. I'd encourage you to come to the meeting.
And it's also, to me, I've always felt like this. When you go to a commission meeting and to see the people up there who are not paid, they're up there serving, doing it because they love the state of Tennessee and they love the wildlife and the fisheries and everything out. But before we do anything, we're going to have an invocation to Pledge Allegiance. I don't know. That means a lot to me, to sit in that room and know that we're going to start with that.
Yeah, we'll somebody will have an invocation and we'll say the Pledge of Allegiance and
then it rolls, man.
Every meeting. That's right.
It rolls, and of course with this and being where it is, I will have all this posted on LarryRay.com. And, of course, I'll have it on my Facebook page and other things along that line. And you can go to tnwildlife.org, and here's your chance. And, Bill, I know you've been through a lot of these things, but I'm sure it means something to you to have it in your hometown, though. I mean,
well, sure. I love to have it here. I like to show off Colleyville and
yes, the square and
we came to Christmas last year.
I know, yeah.
And everybody got to see the square lit up for
beautiful
Christmas lights, and it was really nice. And but we do get the opportunity to go all over the state and see different areas and different towns and different. The East Tennessee is beautiful with the mountains, and the Cumberland Plateau is beautiful. And we went up to Northeast, up in Johnson City. Here a few months ago. Tennessee's a great state.
Well, it's a very varied state. At least we don't saw the grand divisions anymore. It always made us feel like we were split apart. We are from here to Mountain City. And if you go to Mountain City, you're close to Washington D.C. and you are Memphis. And so I'm looking forward to this. Being out there next Friday. I hope some of my friends will come out and see it. As I told Bill, 35 years I've been doing this, keeping up with the TWRA and gone through a lot of battles over the years. But these folks take their time to be here. So I really recommend you listeners out there, take time next Friday if you can. If you can't, I know it'll be online. I've watched it online now, Bill, which I think is really cool also. But at the same time, I want to thank you for the TWRA's support of this show. We try over these almost 24 years to put out the information as best we can. And having you
do a great job, and I appreciate it.
Well, Bill, thank you, buddy. We'll see you next Friday then, okay? All right.
All right, good to hear from you and all you, Dave, and all you, and Gene. Good to hear from you.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Bill. Thank you, Bill Cox.
Peace.
All right.
All right, man.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bill Cox, our commissioner, three-time commissioner.
I'd like to say hello to Pam Worthington in Murray, Utah.
You just said that.
My accidental friend. And also the third weekend in October up at Fort Massac, we're having an encampment where they dress in the 1700s.
And where is that at?
Metropolis, Illinois.
Metropolis, Illinois.
Yeah, and also as the home of Superman, you can go to the...
I know it's the home of Superman.
Yeah, you can go to Superman Museum.
But this is what is this again?
An encampment.
They
have Rogers Rangers, they have the Prussians, the Russians, the Americans.
Will you
British,
be dressed up? Will you get...
No, I may dress out, but
yeah, you'll cut up.
Yeah, I'm a cut up, but it's unreal to study the stuff was back in the 1700s.
And Gene is out and about a whole lot. I know that at Shelby Forest. He was there for the fishing rodeo. Appreciate you going out there, Gene, and what you do over these many years. And we can't think of the TWRA without thinking of you and the hunter education instructors that we've had in the past. And then, of course, Dave spent 34 years. How many did you have with the TWRA, Dave?
34 and a half.
And I had almost 34 at the Commercial Appeal. But you guys in this room, not in this room, but on this show right now, Dave Gabbert and Gene Smith.
I got 40 years.
You got 40 years. Dave's got 34 and a half, he said. So that's a lot of years to TWRA,
yes,
and we could spend a whole show talking about some of those kind of things. But next Friday, be sure and go next Friday if you have a chance out to the commission meeting. And again, if you'd like to be a part of LarryRay.com, we're putting the word out right now. We'd like to have your input to be a part of LarryRay.com. I had a chance to meet with my webmaster, Guy Trebo, earlier this week. Got a lot of great ideas. We're going to do so on the website, which I think is one of the best websites there is out there. I've committed myself, that might be the right word to say, committed, but I'm going to try to get back into writing. And I'm going to try to write at least a weekly or bi-monthly outdoors column for the website.
Super.
I miss writing. I don't know about y'all.
I miss the writing in the paper.
Well, I haven't written in a while, and the radio show has kept me going through the cancer and everything else. But
I always found about writing once you got past it was a dark and stormy night. You know?
Yeah, well, that's right.
I've had a bunch of those. I can tell that.
Right.
Let me tell you about next week's show. Again, Ron Wong will be in, so you know we're going to talk a little fishing with Ron Wong. And if I can read my notes without my readers here, Mike Webb's going to be in the studio next week.
Yeah, good.
Mike's going to come in. He is the NRA Southern Regional Director. Got a big event coming up with NRA. And then come December, it's hard to believe, but the Arca Butler Lake Physically Challenged Deer Hunt.
All right.
They're going to kick off this application time now to get all those people down there first weekend in December at Arca Butler Lake, and they come from all over.
Yes, they do.
For that deer hunt. So
sometimes the same guys year after year.
Yes, and it's a huge event, and so we're hoping to get Chris Gerner. He is the Natural Resource Specialist at Arca Butler Lake on next week's show, and who knows, we might have some surprise guests too. But thank you, Gene Smith.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Dave Gabbard.
Yeah.
Can I tell you about that wedding I went to?
What about the wedding you went to?
Oh, it was so emotional. Even the cake was in tears.
Even the cake was in tears. How do you get that? All right, we got 1 minute to go, and I'm going to close it out with
Yes, sir.
Well, somebody asked me, why do I say this every week? The late and great Benny Craig was a sportscaster in Arkansas. And he always said on his sportscaster show, he worked for Colonial Bakery, and he wore his bakery outfit on the show. And he always said, it doesn't cost an extra cent to be a good sport. And then we add, what, guys? God bless the USA.